Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another unit review. I'm either getting more awake or I'm dying more. Whichever one it is, it should be interesting to find out. If I stop making videos for a month, well, send flowers. Anyway, today we are going to continue with the unit reviews because it was a big day for leveling and I'm finally able to do stuff and get these unit reviews done. So, say hello to Awakened Rain. If you guys haven't never heard about him on the global side, he's kind of a really good magic tank who just came out right before the 7 stars, and then people sort of forgot about him. He was a pain in arena, but he was nothing terrible to fight against. He was just kind of annoying. Well, well, his 7 stars here. So let's talk about it. His 7-star just ended up being far more than it needed to be, and it's quite possibly just one of the strongest in the game. So first of all, you'll note that our spirit for a magic tank is about 1,000. It could potentially be higher too. It could potentially be higher. Now we do have Rain's own sword, which if and when the weapon raid comes back, I would change to give it spirit and defense buffs. But for a magic tank to have also 594 defense, that feels pretty good. You can also customize him how you feel like, to give him as much of any element resistance as you need, but 1,000 spirit basically kind of covers a lot of other magic damage that can be done. More than that, we have a couple things for resistance, as well as we have its own TMR, his CG Citrus TMR, and just some HP to generally make him stronger. So this is a unit I have never talked about before because I never had one until recently. And then I just heard about how good his 7-star was, and I kind of used the UOC to get him, and I feel like this was a smart use in the long run, better than going for Bosch. So let's talk about him. His Trust Mastery is an HP 20%, Spirit plus 40%, gaining 2 Limit Burst Crystals per turn. Hey, that could be good for a ton of units who like Spirit. His Super Trust Mastery is a 30 attack, defense, magic, and Spirit accessory with 30% of all elements. That's a really nice accessory, especially for a magic tank. Now, his base spirit is 215 and can be added 65 points. Currently, nope, wait for it. I'm at 1. So keep in mind, he's at 1,045 and I can boost his spirit by an extra 60, meaning he'll probably be closer to 1,300% or 1,300 stat magic by the time I'm done. So let's talk about his limit burst. Well, for a magic tank, his limit burst is kind of insane. It's a maxed out 2,600% AoE 24 hit magic attack using spirit as magic. And this guy, he already has 1,000. It's really, really strong. He has Raise in his kit, Stonega and Firaga, obviously not the big things that we're interested in. His first ability is a 30% to defense and spirit, and a chance to defend allies from magic damage, reducing it 50%. That's pretty good. In his 5-star kit, he gets 30% to all stats, as well as 50% to HP and MP naturally. That's a good start. He has a 1-turn 30% damage reduction, 100% chance to counter unknown damage on allies with a 200% physical attack, so he can basically counter. He has a 3-turn plus 120% spirit boost after his HP drops below 50%, so he basically can continually buff himself. From there, he has a AoE 3-turn plus 60% to all stats for the entire team, so he can support the team. He has... oh no. Okay, there it is. He has 5% natural MP return, as well as has auto regen per turn. He has a 2-turn 100% chance to be targeted, and a self 2-turn 30% damage reduction. Well, that's very nice of him. He has a 20% to defense and spirit when equipped with a light shield or a heavy shield. He fills his limit burst 100% extra. He has a 36 limit burst crystal, self 3 turn plus 200% to all of his stats, self 3 turn 30% damage reduction, self 6000 HP heal with a 15 times mod split over 3 turns, and 20 MP heals with a 0.2 times mod split over 3 turns. 36 limit burst crystal seems like a pretty good steal. He gives himself an extra 10% stats for whatever Esper he has equipped. He has... Music died. Kind of threw me off for a second. 32 MP, 360% single target 10 hit physical attack with 100% of spirit as magic. A 170% 4 hit physical attack with a 5 turn 60% magic debuff. So he can debuff the enemy for 60% for 5 turns. He's naturally immune to poison, blind, petrify, and 50% to fire and earth resistance. And he has an 80% chance to counter magic damage with an ability. From there, he also has a self 2-turn 200% spirit buff and grants himself a 60 MP ability, which is a 1000 AoE one-hit magic attack using spirit. Oh my god, there's so many things to read with this guy. He also has a natural 30% defense and spirit when equipped with light armor, 30% defense and spirit when equipped with heavy armor. And his last ability, a 38 MP, 3-turn, 80% chance to defend allies from magic, basically an AoE magic cover at 80% chance, with reducing the damage from 50 to 70%. Okay, now we're done his 5 and 6 star, we can talk about his 7 star. Now, for equipping his TMR, which you want, because Spirit and HP and Limit Burst crystals, he gains a permanent stop debuff resistance, meaning he cannot be stopped ever. He is stop resistant. For a tank, for a magic tank, that's so incredibly freaking valuable. Given that it seems like stop keeps popping up all over the place. From there, he has and gives himself 20% extra stats from the Esper he has equipped, and a chance to counter with another ability, which is self-fill 7 limit burst crystals. Oh my god. From there, he gets a 52 MP, 2 52 MP abilities that are 360% each, 7 hit at 8 frames, earth or fire magic, whichever you choose, with 100% of spirit as magic damage. So he has a chaining ability. But it gets even better. Say hello to his cooldown abilities. 36 MP, available turn 1, 2-turn cooldown, 3-turn AoE 100%, all status ailment resistance, and AoE 3-turn plus 100% stop debuff. Since it's on a 2-turn cooldown, it makes me ask the question, why, or well, since it lasts for 3 turns and it's on a 2-turn cooldown, why the hell is this a cooldown ability? This should just be an ability. I guess they had to give this ability some bad side effects, but it basically protects you from all status elements and stop, except for charm. But this plus either Santa Rosa means you don't need Ayaka anymore. Hooray! I've never been that much of a fan of Ayaka, but this is really nice. He can basically put up his magic cover, then do that, or whichever order is important for the fight. God damn, that's an amazing, that's the best cooldown ability ever. That's my most favorite cooldown ability. From there, he also has a second cooldown ability for 88 MP, available turn 1, 3-turn cooldown, a 1-turn 90% magic damage reduction. Meaning, if you know your enemy is going to blast you in the face with magic, just put this ability up right before. It'll do next to nothing. It's this, oh my god, that's so powerful. From there, for 20 Limit Burst Crystals, he's not done supporting the team. For 20 Limit Burst Crystals, he can AoE 5,000 HP, 50 MP recovery the entire team, including himself. Beautiful. He gives a 20% spirit bonus at level 115, and his last ability at 120 is a 30% to fire and earth resistance, and 140% for those brand new chaining abilities. So, yeah, those, or wait, no, it's not those chaining abilities. Which, is it for his earlier ones? I just have to check. No, never mind. Soul, Prominence, and Earth Explode get 140%, putting them at 500%, just for getting him to level 120, which you were going to do anyway. And he gives himself an extra 2 Limit Burst Crystals per turn. This is the magic tank to kill all magic tanks. And sure, in the future there probably will be a better tank, but for now, I mean, what's the thing that's going to break tanks in half? It's pretty obvious that the thing that'll break tanks right down the damn middle is going to be whichever unit can dual cover. If you can dual cover physical and magic damage, that will be the end of this game, of the tank discussion forever. It'll just be improvements on it. But I mean, for now, he's pretty damn strong. So we're going to do this so we can get some nice Limit Burst crystals so we can show off his Limit Burst, but we're going to show off his fire and his earth chaining abilities. Not super impressive, mind you, but not bad for a guy who's basically doing a tanking job so well that he can do something else instead. So here is his status ailment ability, and he also has the earth attack too. And we can just use good old CG Fina to Limit Burst and Trust. So yeah, this guy is awesome. He's just freaking awesome for so many reasons. I love units that can support the party, and this guy gets rid of my Ayaka need, who is only a 6-star max. It basically prevents me from needing a 7-star Ayaka. Now I can just put Santa Rosa and be covered for everything. Or CG Fina if I want to get the Limit Burst going. Either one is good. But let's show off. Now, this is only his level 1 Limit Burst, so take it with a grain of salt. I mean, yeah, he's been boosted, but that's a lot of damage for a magic tank. Now, with the boost, it does put him up to 1,369 spirit, so keep in mind, I can just keep throwing more spirit at this guy, so he could end up being 1,600% by the time I'm done. Yeah, Awakened Rain is kind of just the be-all and end-all, and the thing is with physical is you can pretty much make a physical evasion tank with Warrior of Light, but this is some next level Mystere stuff. This is a support unit and a tank unit, and a fantastic one at that for the cost that he basically needs to be used. So in general, how do I feel about this guy? Well, there's not really too much to show off, but I think he is just kind of... he's just kind of awesome. I really, really like this guy a lot. He does a ton of damage, and he is just a supreme magic tank that you can build for whatever element. With that high of a spirit and any kind of element resistance, he's more than a little bit broken. Excuse me, still sick. And I just recorded 3 videos in a row. So yes, that is all for now. I hope you have enjoyed this look at CG Rain. Not CG Rain. Oh my god, I can't imagine CG Rain. I hope you enjoyed this look at Awakened Rain. So for global players, if he does come out right before 7 stars, don't ignore this guy. He is a big deal. He was a good 6 star, and he's a freaking amazing 7 star. Between him and Bosch, this guy, every time. Yeah. That's not to say Bosch is bad, but if you have this guy at a 7 star, you only really need a physical evasion provoke tank, and you don't need Bosch for that. So that's all for this video. I will see you all in the next 7 star review, which will actually be Knight Delita. I'm just going to do it. So, see you then.